So today we will study about the what are the different database languages in a DBMS. So database language for communicating with other person or the which one of the particular medium, the language is required. Okay. So for communicating with the database system or accessing the data or retrieving the data from the database storage, the languages are required. So in a database management system, there are three types of the database languages. So what are those database languages? So first, so database language has to be divided into the three types of the languages. Okay. So DDL. So DDL, it stands for Data Definition Language. Okay. So the database languages is divided into the three parts. So three types of the languages: data definition language, DML, data manipulation language, and the DCL, data control language. Okay. So we will see one by one. So what do you mean by data definition language? So DDL stands for data definition. Okay. So this language is used to define the schema. So we have already discussed what do you mean by schema. The schema, it is used to define the overall structure of the database. Okay. So suppose this is my table. Okay. So this table, it consists of number of rows and the number of columns. Okay. So this is, I call it as it is the schema or the table or the relation itself. Okay. So schema, it is used to define the overall structure of the database. Okay. So the schema consists of, the table consists of number of rows and the number of columns. Okay. So the data definition language is to define the schema. So this is the schema. So data definition language is to define the overall structure of the database. Overall structure of the database means obviously the database consists of the table and the number of rows and the number of columns. Okay. So data definition language is to define the database schema. For defining the database schema, number of commands we are using. So for example, so this is the first command you are using in a data definition language. The first command is the create command. So what is that create command? So create command is used to create the schema or create the table. So in a database language, the schema or the table, it is nothing but the schema. So whatever the columns and the rows are there, no particular table. So that table, it is in a database language, we called it as it is the schema or the database itself as well as a relation. Okay. So consider this is my student table. Okay. So student table, it consists of number of rows and the number of columns. Okay. Suppose this is the roll number of the student. Okay. And this is the name of the student. So these are, we called it as this is the record name. And the actual record we are inserting into the database, that is the record. Okay. So the column name, this is my record name, and the actual value we are storing into the database, that is the record. Okay. So schema, it consists of the overall structure of the database, where the number of columns and the number of rows consists of the record names as well as the actual record. Okay. So for creating the particular schema or the relation, we require these types of the commands. So what is the first command? Is to create the schema. To create the table. For creating the table or for defining the table, we are required the create command. So how we will use that create command? For example, create command is used as suppose I want to create the student table. So how I will write it as a create command? So create student table. So this is the way to write the particular schema into the database. Okay. So create command is used to create the table, create the database, or create the relation or schema into the particular database system. So this is the create command. Okay. So next is alter command. What is that alter command? So for which purpose we are using the alter command? So alter command is for using the modifying the name of the table. Suppose I want to modify the student name from customer name. स्टूडेंट नेम की वजह से मुझे कस्टमर नेम चाहिए. सो हाउ आई विल राइट इट एज अ तो अल्टर स्टूडेंट एंड कस्टमर. So like this we will discuss afterwards in the next session how to write the command. Okay. So thus we will understand what is the alter command. So alter command is used to modify the name as well as to modify the whole table of the data. Okay. So what do you mean by drop command? So this is the drop command. So drop command is used to delete the whole database. So suppose I want to delete this whole database from the system. So I can use the drop command. How I will write it as a drop student table. That is. Okay. This much is required. So that is the drop student table. So this much is enough for deleting the whole table or the whole schema from the system. So this is my drop command. So next is a rename command. Suppose I want to rename for the particular table. Suppose I want to rename as a customer name or student itself as an employee. Okay. So I can use the rename command for renaming the particular schema. Okay. So these are the data definition language. So this is used for defining the particular schema in a database. Okay. So these are the examples. By using this command, you can define the schema in a database system. So create the table into the database. Alter is to modify the table into the database. Delete the table and rename the table. Okay. So this is for the data definition language. So what do you mean by data manipulation language? Okay. So this is the data manipulation language. Data manipulation language is used to access and manipulating the data into the database. Suppose I want to read or I want to access the data from the database. Okay. And I want to do some operations on the database also. Okay. I want to read. So take the same example. So take the same example. Student table. It consists of rows and the consists of columns. So this is the row, this is the roll number and the name, address and the seat. Okay. So these are my column names. Okay. So what is the DML language, data manipulation language? It is used to access and manipulate the data into the database. Suppose this is my roll number 1. I want to access, I want to read this roll number 1 from this student table. So for this purpose, I am using the data manipulation language. So it is used for accessing and do some operations onto the database. For that purpose, we are using the data manipulation language. Manipulating means we are doing some operations. What kind of operations we are doing? The read operation, write operation, delete, insert, whatever the number of operations related to the particular database, that kind of operations we will do into the data manipulation language. So it is used for accessing, retrieving as well as manipulating the data into the database. So how we will do that? By using this kind of commands, we are doing the manipulating the particular operations into the database. The first operation is the select operation. So this select operation is to select the particular record. So this is my record name and this is the actual value. This is the actual value. So the select command is used to select or retrieve the particular record from the database. Okay? So for that purpose, the select command is used. Select command is used to select or read the particular command this record from the table. Okay? So now insert. Suppose I want to insert as a roll number 2 into the student table. So how I will do that? So for inserting or entering the roll number 2 into the student table, I am using the insert command. So insert command is used to insert the record into the particular table. Fine. So next is update. So what do you mean by update? Suppose I want to make some changes into the existing table. Now this is the roll number 2. Suppose I want to update this as a roll number 4. So for that purpose, I am using the update command. Okay. So for updating or modifying the particular actual records into the database. So delete. So delete is used for deleting the actual record from the database. So there is a difference between data definition language and the data manipulation language. What is that? So this command create, alter, drop and rename. So these commands are used for doing the operations on the particular table. Okay. So हे सगळे कमांड पर्टिक्युलर टेबलवर ऑपरेट केले जातात. Okay. So in case of data manipulation language, so all these operations select, read the data from the database, okay, insert the data into the database, update the particular value and delete the record. Okay. So all these commands are used for in a particular record. A particular record. So these are used for this particular record. So this is used for the table, okay, and this is used for the particular record. Okay. So this is the main difference. So data definition language, it is doing on the particular table or the schema, and the data manipulation language, it is all these commands are doing on the record, particular value, what the value we are storing into the database. Okay. So this is the data manipulation language. So what about the third last language as the data control language? Whatever the operations and the data we are inserting into the database, that database and the control of the central system, how it will be controlled. So for that controlling, the data control language is used. Okay, so it is for granting and revoking the data into the database. What is that granting and revoking? For grant and revoke, these two commands we are using. So what do you mean by grant? So grant command is used to give the permission to do some operations onto the database. The permission is granted, means it gives the permission for doing some so and so operations onto the database. So what that kind of operation? So these are the operations: select, insert, delete and the update. So these are the operations. For doing this kind of operations, the data control language is gives the grant permission. Okay. So this is the grant command. So next is the revoke command. What do you mean by that revoke command? So revoke command is used to take the permission to access the data into the database. Okay. So granting is for doing some operations. For take the permission, for grant command is used, and for the revoke is used the take permission or to give permission for accessing the data from the database. Okay. So both grant and revoke is for giving or taking the permission for doing some operations on the database as well as accessing the data from the database. Okay. So these are the database languages: data definition, data manipulation and control. Okay. So this language is for defining the schema. So for this purpose, these commands are used. So these commands are basically doing operations on the particular table or the particular schema or the relation. In a database language, the table is called it as a relation or the schema or the database. And what do you mean by data manipulation language? We are doing some operations on the data base of the record, not on a particular table. I am talking about the particular value or the particular record. For that purpose, data manipulation language is used. For doing some operations, some kind of what permissions are required. So that kind of permission has to be given by the grant and revoke command. So this is all about the data based languages, data definition, manipulation, as well as the control language. So the next is database user. Okay. So in a database management system, different types of users are there. Okay. Different types of programmers, or we can say the administrators are there. So what are those different types of users? Okay. So these users has to be divided into the 4 types according to their responsibility. So what are those? The first user, database user, is the application user. So what is the word itself is defined. So application user. So application user means these are the users who write the particular application program. So what are the application programs? The application programs are related to the computer programming languages. Okay. So by using that kind of particular languages, they can write the so and so applications for the system. Okay. So application program. So application program, these are the users who write the particular application for the database. Okay. So this is the first user as the application programmer user who write the application program. So next is the new user. Okay. So new users, these are the users who interact with the database system. Okay. So application program, they are not interacted with the system. They are just writing the application program. So what kind about the new users? The new users who are directly interact with the system by using the application program. The programs which is already written by the application programmer. Okay. So application program. So this kind of user who directly interact or directly access the data from the database by using the application program. So this programs which is already written by this kind of programmers or the users. Okay. So this is the main difference between the application programmer and the new user. Okay. They are not interacting. They are just writing the application program. Okay. So now the new users, they are not writing, but they are interacting with the help of the programs which is already written by this programmer. Okay. So this is the main difference. This is the second user. So what kind about the third user? The third user is a sophisticated user. Okay. So third user is a sophisticated user. This user is directly, so this can also directly interact with the database system. So this user also interacts with the database system by using the query languages. So example of the query language is nothing but the SQL language. So by using this language, user can interact with the database system. So again, there is a difference between this and this, new and the sophisticated. So new users, they interact with the help of application programs. Okay. Now the sophisticated user, they interact with the system or the database with the help of the some kind of database query languages. What is the database query language? The database query language, the example of this is the SQL language. So the sophisticated users, this kind of users, they can interact with the database system with the help of the some kind of query language. Okay. So what is the query language? The SQL, this is the query language which is present in a database system. Okay. So this is the third sophisticated user. what about the specialized user? So this is the one kind of user. They are interact with the system by using the database application. Okay. So there is no need to write any application program or no need to use any query languages. Okay. So specialized user, the word itself is defined. They are specialized by the doing so and so operations onto the system. For that doing operations onto the system, they are required the some kind of application programs. So obviously that has to be done by the application programmer. Okay. So these are the four kinds of users. Application programmer, this write only the application program, is not directly interact with the system. Okay. The new user, they are interact with the system with the help of the application programmer. Okay. So what about the sophisticated user? They are interacting with the system, but they are using the one kind of query language. What is the query language? The SQL query language they are using. What about specialized user? The word itself is defined as a special. They are special for interacting with the system, but through application program, database application programmer, they are interact with the system. So what kind of application programs are there? Suppose there is a audio application, okay, or the video application, okay, as well as some kind of a graphics applications also. Okay. Whatever the applications are there, so by using those kind of applications, they are interact with the system. Okay. So these are the four types of the database users which are used into the database management system. The database architecture. Okay. So basically the database architecture is to be divided into the two parts. Okay. So two-tier architecture and the three-tier architecture. What is the two-tier architecture? So the figure is defined. There are the two modules. Okay. The program module and the database module. Suppose what is their architecture? Whatever the system structure, database structure is there, that structure are divided into the two parts, the two-tier architecture and the three-tier architecture. What is the two-tier architecture? Okay, now see this figure where this part program module and this is the database. Okay, so the programs. So obviously these programs, these are nothing but the application program. Okay, so that program which is already written by the so and so programmer. So this I can say that, so these are the front users. So the programs which is present on a client side or which is present on a front end. Okay, so program and whatever the written programs are there, that program which is present on a particular client machine. Okay, so this is my client. Okay, okay. So by using this program, user can interact with the database. So obviously database which is present on a back end. We cannot see the particular data. Okay, so which is present on a database system, so it is on a back end. So this is on a front end. So this is on a this is on a front end and this is on a back end. So client can write the so and so application program or the queries and they can interact with the database system. So they can directly interact. See here, so arrow is a directly interact with the database system. No interrupt is there for the in between both of these modules. Okay, the two-tier architecture means the programs which is present on a client machine, which is obviously on a front end, they can interact with the database system. Directly interact. So for directly interacting, they are using the application program. So might be these are the new users. Okay. So just now we have discussed what are the database users. So the new user, they can directly interact with the system by using the application program. Okay. So the two-tier architecture, the database which is on a back end on the server side. So for accessing the data, the user will directly interact by using the program. Okay. So which is on a machine, which is on a client machine, so it is on a front end. So this is the program and the data. This is the two-tier architecture. So So what about the three-tier architecture? In three-tier architecture, we require the one kind of intermediator. What is that intermediator? So by using the application programs, they are interact with the database system. So programs, suppose what kind of users they are interact with the database system? Sophisticated users are interact with the database system, but they require the one kind of a query languages. So the on a server, on a client side, on a front end, so and so application programs has to be written. Okay. So by that application programs or the queries, they are interact with the database system. But the one intermediator is also required. So that is the application programmer. Okay. So this is the main difference between the two-tier and the three-tier architecture. Three-tier means simply we require the application program. Okay. We can see here are the application programs are present, or we can say that some kind of query languages are also present. Okay. So whatever the queries, query languages or the query statements which is present on a client machine. Okay. So client he wants to interact with the database system. So it requires the one kind of application programmer interface or the intermediate. Okay. So this is the two-tier and the three-tier. So it only requires the application programmer for the intermediate. For interacting, it requires or it uses the application programmer which is already written by the particular program. Okay. So this is the database architecture, two-tier and the three-tier. So that structure I am simply divided into the two parts. What is the two parts? Suppose according to my simplification, I can say it is the two-tier and the three-tier. What is the two-tier? So two-tier is nothing but the program. Okay, whatever the data, we can say the data also. Whatever the data, that data which is present on a particular machine, no? Okay. So that data the user can see and user can access. So for accessing, for writing the data or the programs, the user is present. Okay. For storing the particular data. Now suppose there is a F1 file is there. Suppose this file I want to store into the database. How I will store it? Because I want to store this file, F1 file into the database, I require some kind of the application programs or the database languages. Because I am storing that F1 file into the database. Okay. So for storing such a F1 file or the particular data into the database, I require some kind of application program. Okay. So the user can, the client can directly interact with the database system by using the particular application program. Okay. So this is the main difference. Okay. Now we can say the application programs are here present also. Okay. So application programs इथं पण असू शकतात. Okay. So by using the particular application programs or the queries, the user can directly interact with the database. So how they can directly interact? The new users. This is the example. So new users, they are directly interact with the database system. What do you mean by three-tier architecture? The main difference in both of these is the intermediator is required as the application program. So whatever the user is interacting with the database language, he interacts with some kind of query language is used. That is the database query language. What is the database query language I am using? That is the SQL language. Okay. So that kind of languages which is present on a machine, which is present on a front end, and by using those query languages, user can interact with the database. But the one kind of intermediator is required. That is the database application programmer. This program which is already written by the so and so users. Okay. So we can say this is also the one kind of a platform. Okay. So in a three-tier, the user is not directly interact with the system. One kind of application programmers are there. So this is on a client side and the application program and the database which is on a back end or the server side. Okay. So this is the main difference between the two-tier as well as the three-tier architecture.